okay. It's part of the rock of Chhaava. Chhaava. First week, reads Vexy full length version of this and other indie watch alongs. Give it a Patreon or channel memberships. I'll put a link in the description below. Go check that out. And this part we'll check out the movie and review it. Okay.
Whatever.
Let's finish this movie, huh?
Let's do it. क्या देख रही हैं आप?
आपकी आंखें।
और क्या दिख रहा है इनमें आपको?
स्वराज के प्रति प्रेम।
जाने तू।
अपनी आंखें तो बंद कर लीजिए जनाब।
देख क्या रहा है? निकाल दे आंखें।
I didn't expect any of these things. I did not expect any of this stuff.
जब हम आई साहब को मिलेंगे तो उन्हें पहचानेंगे कैसे?
आप अंधेरे में भी उन्हें बुलाएंगे तो वो आपकी आवाज से ही आपको पहचान लेंगे।
तू क्या हमें मौत से डराएगा? हमारी मौत मराठों के हर घर एक नया सिवा एक नया संभव पैदा करेगी।
हमारी बंजर जमीन पर ऐसे फूल क्यों नहीं खिलते हैं?
हमसे हाथ मिला लो। मुगलों की तरफ आ जाओ।
Yeah, right.
He did all this just to do that.
What an idiot.
बस तुम्हें अपना धर्म बदलना होगा।
हमसे हाथ मिला लो। मराठों की तरफ आ जाओ। जिंदगी बदल जाएगी और धर्म भी बदलना नहीं पड़ेगा। छत्रपति शिवाजी महाराज को शेर कहते हैं और शेर के बच्चे को छावा।
इसकी ज़बान इसकी हलक से अलग कर दो।
महाराजा धीराज छत्रपति रामराजे महाराज की।
और हमें छोड़ गया अपनी जिंदगी का मातम मनाने।
Sucks to be you.
मराठों का छत्रपति अब भी जिंदा है। आलमगीर,
Anger issues?
मुझे क्यों तोड़ा?
हमारी एक औलाद संभा जैसी होती, एक औलाद मुस्तफा, हिंदुस्तान क्या दुनिया मेरी होती। जलन होती है उस सिवा से मुस्तफा जिसके घर ऐसा छावा पैदा हो।
Heart attack? That'd be pretty cool. Nice shot.
आई साहब।
Yes, Shambhu.
जी शंभू।
Nice.
Nice.
Nice ending too. He outlived Skunk Face, and then when he hears
Skunk Face,
he hears G Shambhu from Mom.
Yeah,
because he went to join her.
G Shambhu.
G Shambhu. That is gold with blue diamonds, baby.
That was great. I'm glad it very much lived up to the hype.
It did,
because you heard a lot of things. Obviously, with the trailer, we didn't love the trailer.
No, it had issues, and I think we even said in the trailer we understand the CGI is probably going to get fixed.
Yeah.
And I liked that people explained what you're going to see is folklore and divine empowerment.
Yeah, all that kind of stuff. Apparently, what the note I got was like the climax was based off historical evidence. So I'm guessing the stuff that happened to him.
Like he really endured all that crap.
God, I did not expect that.
Not in the least did I expect that.
Torture?
That was Passion of the Christ level.
That was, man. I like the only real gripe I have with the entire film is that some of the battle sequences weren't the best, especially in the beginning. Like you could tell they were on wires and that kind of stuff. And so that would be the biggest gripe with the film. Luckily, that's not what the film was relying on.
Correct.
And it got better because like that fight scene when he was taking on everybody.
Yeah,
that was the best fight scene in the whole thing.
Really well.
And then the CGI and the VFX work and everything at the end worked very well.
Yeah.
You don't often.
I'm marking down the things because this is the first one we've seen that's going to have some dummy contenders.
No, I mean there'll be some dummy contenders in the Bowman one.
Wow.
Yep. I enjoyed that film.
I know you did. I gave it a silver.
You don't think Bowman's gonna get supporting for you?
He's a lead in that.
I think the other guy's a lead.
I think they're actually both leads in that.
Regardless.
Yeah. No, I thought he did a good job, but I thought it was silver.
No.
Yeah.
Anyways, but yeah, that would be the biggest gripe with this one is that like especially the beginning ones, even though they were fun, it's not like something that you saw and were like, oh, that was an amazing fight scene, except for the one where he got captured.
Yeah.
That was a great fight scene.
It was
in the whole thing. But there were a couple others that like anytime there was action, you could tell that they like there was on wires and like there was different kind of stuff that wasn't the best.
Yeah.
But like I said, luckily the film did not rely on that.
Correct.
I thought almost everything else was great.
I did too. I mean, I'm writing down here things that I'm going to remember for the dummies are going to be Vicky.
Yes,
I mean, he carries the film. Score, cinematography, makeup, costumes, production design. Even like the guy who played his poet buddy. Mm-hmm. I would consider him memorable for
Akshaye
supporting and Akshaye Khanna for supporting.
I don't know if you remember what Akshaye Khanna looks like.
Nothing like that.
That's him.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, looks nothing like him.
I swear he must have sat in the makeup chair for like 2 hours a day.
Easily. And yeah, makeup for sure was off the charts.
Yeah, I mean, you can really mention an element of this, and it could probably get nominated.
Yeah,
because I think it was extremely well done. It felt like
I think it's definitely an exceptional
not only
film.
like a really good movie, but like almost like a good historical like class.
Yeah,
you guys can tell us how. Obviously, I'm taking it like face value. Of like this is stuff that happened. Obviously,
predominantly.
Did it happen exactly like this? Probably not, obviously, because this is a movie. But in terms of like learning about this man's life and how he died,
and what he died for, and what it inspired after him, and I believe he obviously was tortured.
Yeah,
and I'm very as squeamish and awful as it is.
Geez.
Thanks for showing everything.
Yeah.
They did a great job. And I think they did a good job holding off on the eyes. They showed that from behind. I think that was good. Showing the nails, showing the tongue rip out. Just makeup people, phenomenal job. Not just on obviously the graphic stuff you had to do, but transforming Akshaye Khanna.
Jeez, yeah.
He didn't look like he was wearing makeup. He just looked like another dude.
They both transformed their voices a lot.
Vicky did. They both did very much.
They transformed their, but Vicky, phenomenal performance.
He's always you believe him every second he's on screen.
I mean, this is probably up there with one of his best performances. He's had a bunch of great performances, so it's really hard just right off the bat to say like if this is his best because I think he's given a lot of great performances, and
he has
so different.
So different. If you look at Sadr Udam and you look at Uri, and then you look at what's the first film where he plays the guy that works at the burning the Udan. You see that film, and then you see this. No, not Udan. It's the one.
The dad from Udan is that's that one. It's the one we saw at the same time.
Yeah, where he's the guy that is. It was his first film.
Yeah, we saw it like back to back, and so I always get them confused.
His range is ridiculous of the roles he can portray and be believable portraying them. He's wonderful.
He has a great range. Masan.
Masan, that was
We
it.
saw Udon and Musan like pretty
close to each
together,
other.
and so I always get the names confused.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was in Sanju as well.
Yeah.
The Anyarog film, he does.
He has so many different characters.
He was in Donkey. He was probably the best performance in all of Donkey.
He was.
We didn't see the Sam one, although I heard good things about his performance, of course, in the Sam, and that was about a historical general, right?
Yeah.
And then we saw the.
And I actually, because I had heard from so many people that Vicky was the biggest draw for this and the best part of this, there's a lot of this to be.
Oh yeah, Razi,
to really like.
Raman Raghav.
Rahman's score was spectacularly good.
Oh yeah, he's in Bombay.
Production design and costume design.
Gangs of Wasseypur.
That's why I give this a blue diamond with the gold.
Yeah,
because it's exceptional.
It is, and he's so good. I would love to talk to him because we've seen actually sneakily a lot of films.
A lot of Vicky's films.
I'd say maybe 10 or 12 of his films.
Thankfully,
and he's so good always. And he's one of those that I'm not, even though obviously I'm sure he's crafted his career in such a way to not only, he's got to make money, and you got to capitalize on your popularity, but also picking good things. Because I think what audiences, they like their stars, but since you're not like a old school nowadays, I think audiences care more about good films nowadays. And that's how you build your stardom than just being in these massive, massive films.
yeah.
Because a lot of times I feel like this is probably maybe one of the biggest films he's been a part of. Obviously, not in terms of like box office.
A historic
scale.
epic in scale. Pretty massive. Pretty massive. And it's really funny. You hear people talking about films and saying, this is the most graphic film you've ever seen. Guys, this one's right up there.
Yeah, this is...
The torturing of him is about as graphic as you can put on screen.
Yeah.
And I think absolutely needed.
Yes.
I mean, and we don't even know the text, but my suspicion is what was really important in getting this right is understanding the torture that the man went through and he never screamed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you guys, I would love, like, I've wanted to actually, I want to look up if there's like a Indian historian, maybe there's a professor or something at UCLA or some of these colleges. I would love to just have them on, just ask them random historical Indian questions.
Or somebody, I would imagine, could be wrong, but it wouldn't surprise me if a film like this, they have a historian that works with them to make sure that they get things accurately. I'd love to talk to anybody who's an advisor. I'm sure, like for PS1, I'm sure Mani Ratnam used a historian. I know they did for the costumes and the behind the scenes.
They had a book for.
Yeah, well, we saw the behind the scenes, production design and costume design. They referred to historical evidences to get everything right. Yeah. So yeah, this is better than expected. This one
supporting people did really well as well. Like
Yeah.
when they died, I was invested. And
Me
I was
too. I
sad
cared.
that they.
I almost got emotional with a
Yeah.
couple of those guys.
Yeah.
The moment that got me the most that I thought was absolutely beautiful was when his poet buddy's walking away and they're saying those lines to each other. And it felt like because the English was rhyming as well, it felt like they were getting as close as they could to give you the heart of what was being said.
Yeah.
That's a standout, memorable cinematic moment of deep, deep power right there. That was great.
Yeah. There was a lot of those characters, and for a 2.5 hour film, flew by. I thought there was another hour left.
Didn't need to trim the fat on anything.
I thought
that thing was.
I thought like he was gonna escape, and we had like a final battle sequence because I was like, and then I looked, and I'm
Right.
like, oh, geez, we're
can't
almost
do that.
over. What? So like, hats off to the writing and directing and editing team for keeping this thing really kind of moving.
And I do like, I'm sure it's historically accurate, but the ending did remind me a little bit of Braveheart.
Oh, okay.
In the spoiler alert, see Braveheart, but something similar happens where
It's been out since the 80s, right?
the guy wanting to do the killing actually is the one who dies first.
It's been out for a minute.
It's been out for a hot minute. If you haven't seen Braveheart, you should see Braveheart.
But obviously, it's. I thought A.R. Rahman's score
Was great.
was really nice.
It was. I thought she did a wonderful job, Rashmika.
Yeah, she did great. And a couple of the
And their
other ladies did
relationship
a nice job.
was great. All the supporting people on both sides, the Mughal side, everybody did a great job. I mean, this is a film. Everybody who made this film should walk away proud of what they made.
Yeah, for being a film that's heavy on information, They made it entertaining as well.
Yeah.
And that's not easy to do because sometimes you could just be like, you're just spewing information at people.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, but I don't care.
Right.
Or you get lost.
Right.
Or it's boring.
Right.
And they kind of blended it quite well.
None of that happened.
I felt like I learned a lot.
Yep.
I was entertained. I was invested. And so that's not an easy feat.
Yeah, of the films we've seen this year,
We haven't seen a ton of 2025.
I know we haven't, but we've seen 4. This is Head and Shoulders, my favorite of the year.
Yeah.
Head and Shoulders, my favorite of the year so far. And it'll be remembered in the dummies for several categories, I'm sure.
Yeah, obviously, we got a long year ahead of us.
Yeah.
I'm sure
We do, but I won't forget this one.
No. And yeah, it would have been cool to see it, obviously, in theaters on a big screen. You could, I'm sure the experience of that,
I had
final
stupid
sequence.
I had stupid babies begging us to see it on a big screen.
Obviously, our theater experience is going to be different than the theater experience you have in India.
Yeah.
We're not going to have the people cheering and hooting and when he's giving his speeches.
But movies are made for big screen.
Yeah.
This is a movie made for the big screen.
Yeah.
We get it. That would have been preferred, but we can't always make that happen.
Granted, it was cool to be able to watch it with you guys as well.
Yeah.
I'm sure to see our reaction.
It's a good watch along.
Yes, it is. Very different, obviously, because it does, even though it has action, it doesn't rely on that action, I feel like.
No, a movie's a good watch along when you see it and you think, I want to watch this with somebody else because I want to see them react to the stuff that's in it. Then it's a quality watch along. This was great.
Yeah, and I'm glad it lived up to, because at first when we saw the trailer, I was nervous. I was like, okay, is this going to be?
Mm-hmm.
And then you just got a pouring of like people really appreciating the film.
Really?
And you don't know if that's like in the same way, when KGF 2 comes out.
Right.
You hear all great film.
Right.
Like, it's making waves.
Yeah.
And they have different tastes than we do. So you're like, is
Yeah.
it that thing again?
That's why I'm thankful for the stupid babies, and you know who you are, who over the years have been consistently sending DMs and saying specifically, hey, Rick, you guys are going to like this. You should see it. Don't listen to people saying this. We're really sure you're going to like it. Like I said,
Granted-
Revati, thank you. Revati was the one who was telling me, and she's Marathi. She was saying, please don't miss this thing.
Granted, if you
Pretty sure that's right.
don't know
Revati, you're
that-
Marathi, right?
if you don't know that, like, the things that they're doing, jumping out of the water and defeating a lion, are part of the lore, part of the historical stuff of the Marathi people.
Him doing this and 25 guys flying off of him.
No, none of that was realistic. But obviously, if you know that they're kind of going off of the text or whatever,
Sure.
You can kind of weave it into the world,
Of course.
as opposed to like if this was, even though that guy in Mission Impossible is a great fighter, he can't jump straight out of water.
Yeah, no. But there's things just like that. If you look at some of the battles that are depicted in the Old Testament about King David, there's divine empowerment in those things that don't make sense in physics.
Yeah.
And if you depict them, you got to depict them that way.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's very grateful we didn't miss this one.
Yeah, I'm super. Yeah, that picture right there.
So many shots in frame were just photographs, man.
Yeah, I think they did it with the lion too. I think that one that I showed you, I think he posed in that one.
Hey, CGI folks, thank you for cleaning that up after the trailer, because the lion segment was great. The lion segment was so much improved from the trailer. And it's very clear you put your time, energy, and money into that. The moments where they're doing the shots where you're doing a high shot over villages and you see thousands running in it, it's CGI. That's 100% forgivable. I mean, if you can forgive the CGI in Padmavat, you can forgive that.
Yes. Yes. Anyways, that was great. Loved it.
Yep.
Fantastic. I hope you enjoyed the watch along. If you saw us on YouTube, you saw a very cut version because of copyright reasons. If you see full and cut version of this and other Hindi watch alongs, you get over to Patreon or join our memberships. I will put the link in the description below or the pinned comments. You can go check that out. Let us know what our next Hindi watch along should be. For Vicky, he's in Bombay Velvet.
We're long overdue for that one.
Yeah,
Is he in fashion?
no.
Okay.
He's
Because
not
we're
that.
long overdue for that, too.
His wife might be. I don't know.
That's on Netflix.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're due for that. We're due for a lot.
I know. We've got a ton.
We're due for a
There's
lot
stupid
of
babies out there going, you want to see my list? You want to see my list, buddy? Since I've 2019.
And then films that just came out and get popped up to the list.
Yeah.
You understand.
We understand.
You understand.
We're
Anyways,
trying.
Let us know what the next one should be and anything else we need to know down below.